Okay, so apparently I was in error, and my memory of this serial or had been, well, maybe I never really, maybe the serial never made an impression on me much in the first place due to it being a missing and a recreation, reconstruction, and so I didn't. I was kind of complaining or worried that worried. Oh wait, doesn't the doctor just kind of leave Vicky to essentially die unless she runs into Aeneas? Well, sure enough, she does run into Aeneas, and she runs away without the doctor. The doctor's kind of in an injured state, and Stephen has to rescue the doctor. They take him back to the TARDIS along with Katerina, a new companion, to replace Vicky. That's the situation. Katerina won't be with us for very long, and her departure is also missing, as is her arrival. Let's read out the critical reception for the Myth Makers. There's not much else to say. It's fun to a degree that this exists. I don't like how it like tries to make it out like, oh, this is the actual history of what happened. There was no gods and stuff. And the Cyclops, well, Odysseus just had a buddy named Cyclops. That's dumb. It's dumb. At the BBC Programme Review Board after the broadcast of the final episode, the general consensus, led by BBC One controller Michael Peacock, was that it had been too brutal. Doctor Who co-creator, head of drama Sidney Newman, said that action had been taken, and head of light entertainment Tom Sloan thought that the finale was far above the heads of child audiences. An audience research report received mixed responses, with confusion that the storyline from Mission to the Unknown had not immediately continued. The performances and production were considered mediocre, though some welcomed the added humour and the historical setting. Unlike the first episode of The Mythmakers, after that I'm done with it. In Doctor Who, An Adventure in Space and Time, 1982, Trevor Wayne described the characterization as generally weak and superficial, noting that Salter's performance as Odysseus was the strongest. Conversely, in In Flight for Eternity 1986, Mike Wyman praised most of the performances, particularly Ingham as Paris. He also applauded Cell's score for its innovation and sophistication. In the Discontinuity Guide 1995, Paul Cornell, Martin Day, and Keith Topping wrote that despite effective performances, the whole thing feels uneasy. In the Television Companion 1998, David J. Howe and Stephen James Walker praised Wood's sets and Vicky's poignant and well-written departure scene. In A Critical History of Doctor Who 1999, John Kenneth Meyer noted that the serial appears to have featured some of the same style and wit as The Romans 1965. Mark Braxton of Radio Times 2009 similarly compared it favourably to The Romans, praising Vicky's departure in the performances of White, Ingham, Lemkow and Salter. Paul Mount of Starburst 2021 lauded Cotton's sophisticated, really script in the performances of Adrian, DeWolf and Ingham, though described there's a typo here. Though described the serial as a product of its era, a stagey, talky, clumsy, cod Shakespearean drama. Absolutely so. I think we'll end this here. We're going to go through the Daleks' master plan next. 12 episodes of good, mostly missing Dalek 60s William Hartnell fun. Oh yes indeed, that'll be interesting to try and decipher, won't it? And you'll be joining us if you're so inclined next time, then.